let's say if we ask you, the end consumer, hey, if you allow us to anonymize, like make that piece of data about your living quarters, and what's the word I'm looking for in English, like, so that it's anonymous, meaning that like it's data, but it's not connected to you as a user. So whoever we give the data to won't be able to track you down personally, but we can then go up to Nespresso and say, hey, we have in the Netherlands, we have 1 million people that have so many square meters in their living spaces, that have that big a TV. There's like 4 people living there, so 2 adults and two small children, and they have a very old coffee maker. We can then have Nespresso say, okay, I want to do an advertisement campaign where we place like our new coffee maker right in their kitchen, like on top of the old one. So in AR you don't see the old one anymore, but we see the new one. And next to it is George Clooney explaining to your wife or girlfriend that she really needs to upgrade her coffee maker. If you would allow us to do that, we think you should be rewarded, and not be rewarded with some silly stuff which has no value, but truly in cash. Meaning that right now businesses are paying way too much to do online advertisements. Us as consumers, we get a fun environment, like Facebook and Instagram. They're still fun, but there's like driven very heavily to on the dopamine triggers, but we don't get any real value from it. We truly believe that Web3 can make a big impact on some other forms. If you stop those big companies from taking all the money, you can reward. Let's say if you're a very digital guy, and okay, you share some information about your living quarters, but you also share some information about other stuff you do. You maybe get your phone bill paid for every month, and get your Netflix for free every month. That's a big to a young family. That can be on a yearly basis, can be a pretty big amount of money. On the other hand, we truly believe that the fees we calculate, which are service costs, they are so much lower than the selling to the highest bidder, which Meta does and which Google does, that what we did, we partnered up with some companies within the Blue Future space. It's one of the companies is called Blue Future Organization, and they're building a worldwide net of seaweed farms. Seaweed is basically the best way to get carbon out of the air. Meaning seaweed grows very fast, it eats up all carbon that is in the surface water, and it then sinks to the bottom. So those guys are building boats where they set out lines of seaweed in the ocean. Like 70% of our planet is ocean. There's plenty of space to do seaweed. That seaweed grows, takes carbon out of the air, and then sinks to the bottom, which is basically good for the bottom as well, because getting energy, which is like decomposing biomaterial, is very hard to do at the bottom. So our business model is going to be, whatever you do in our network is going to be not carbon neutral, but 25% carbon negative. So imagine if the internet were 25% carbon natural. How would we, like, if we're moving to this fully digital metaverse kind of stuff and doing a lot more digital stuff, we really have to bake in the environmental impact right into its core. And we can do that and even be a lot cheaper than what businesses have to pay for to reach an audience today.
I think that's a life-changing comment that or a statement that you are putting out there, because there's a lot of people who are hostile against crypto, new technological innovations, precisely for that reason. But what you are actually stating is that's possible to not become carbon neutral, but carbon negative, and even becoming innovative, right?